Everyone, welcome Utah Governor Spencer Cox.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. What an incredible crowd. It's so cool to be here with you today in this amazing venue. Thank you to Silicon Slopes for giving me an opportunity. Now, I realize I'm the only thing standing between you and Steve Young, and I don't want to be that person. So I'm going to be brief. I'm so excited to have Steve back with us here in Utah. I was actually with him at Southern Utah University earlier this week. He's a good friend of the state, a good friend of Utah, and we're excited to have him here. Now, I think as we gather together and think about Silicon Slopes, it's so important to look back at what's happened over the past decade, how we got here, and the incredible growth that we've experienced as a community together. The growth is remarkable. We have now almost 10,000 tech-related businesses in the state of Utah, and the growth is just phenomenal. Just last year, we saw 6.5% job growth in tech industry here in Utah, leading the nation. So incredible. There are so many studies that show that Utah is leading the nation in economic growth over the last 10 years. Number one in GDP growth. We have the second lowest unemployment in the country, which I thought would be really awesome. Turns out it's not quite as awesome because there are lots of jobs open, and I know that's a struggle for many companies in this room, but we're so lucky to have an amazing workforce. We have had over $30 billion in business transactions during that time, and 40% of those, so we're talking venture capital, IPOs, mergers and acquisitions, about 40% of those come from the tech universe. So we're so proud of what you are doing to help grow Utah's economy and make this a destination for people from all over the world. And yet, there are some things that I want to share briefly. I just had an opportunity to spend time in the United Arab Emirates. Anybody been to Dubai? A few of you have been there before. It felt like going to a city from the future. Now, we met with many government officials there. I was with the Minister of Artificial Intelligence. Yes, that is a cabinet-level position in their government. And I was talking to him about why they're doing what they're doing and what all of this means. And he shared a quick story with me that I want to share with you. He said in the year 800, Baghdad had a place called the House of Wisdom, where the brightest people in the world came to share knowledge. Mathematicians were there. They had architects. They had engineers, astronomers. They all came to this place to share their wisdom. It was one of the centers of the universe for the exchange of knowledge and information. Baghdad, the center of the Islamic world, the center of wisdom. And then something happened. There was an invention in 1445. The Gutenberg press, the printing press was invented. And the leaders of Islam at that time said, we think this is dangerous. We do not want this new technology coming into our countries. And so they banned the printing press for 300 years. And what happened? Well, Europe got a 300-year head start on these Arabian nations. And as this minister is telling me the story, he said, we became Bedouins. We had no technology. We wandered the desert in poverty, struggling for hundreds and hundreds of years. He says, we will never let that happen again. We understand the importance of technology in our society, and we are going to use technology to make the world a better place. And that is his mission. That's what he's working on. And it helped me think about where we are and what is happening in our state and in our nation. The importance of technology, the importance of sharing knowledge and wisdom in an effort to make the world a better place. And that's where I want to conclude. We are so fortunate to live in a state where we lead the nation in volunteerism. We lead the nation in charitable giving. We're number one by a long ways. There was a study done just recently about social capital. And in that study, they looked at 7 different areas, 30 different subgroups, looked at every state, and they ranked the states. They looked at things like community giving. They looked at the strength of families. They looked at the strength of public institutions, and they ranked every state. Utah got a score of 94, I believe. That was number one by a long ways. The average score in the United States was about 54. Now, this is important, and this is what I want to leave you with. We need you to keep giving back. We need you to make part of your mission giving your social capital to lift others. Government was not designed to solve all of our problems. We can't do it without the public sector, the nonprofit sector, and we can't do it without you. And you are doing it. I want to thank you for your generosity. And I just want to say this, you don't have to wait for your billion-dollar exit to give back. Okay? It certainly helps if you have billions of dollars to give back. But every one of you, every employee has an opportunity to serve, to give back. We need more volunteers right now. Our nation is very divided. We need builders. I've stopped looking at people on the spectrum of far left or far right. It's not exactly helpful. I've started defining people as builders or destroyers. Okay? We need builders now more than ever. I don't care what your politics is. I don't care where you come from. We need you to build. Thank you for being here today. God bless you. Keep up the good work and enjoy the rest of the conference.